Hey everybody, this is Coach B. Earlier today, my buddy Chef Brent tagged me in an article on Facebook, and here it is on the screen, 3 reasons to avoid green smoothies. And I just wanted to respond to it because specifically he asked me to, and asked my opinion. I saw a lot of varying opinions. A few people had posted it on Facebook. And basically, I'm just going to say that if I was an attorney, I wouldn't argue this case. I'd actually agree with the article. And that's because it's worded very carefully, and I wanted to specifically jump in and kind of point some specifics out as to why I wouldn't argue against it. So the article goes on to say that green smoothies are bad for you, or for several reasons, and they give 3 key reasons, and then they give you an idea about what they would do to change smoothies around. So first of all, in the highlighted passage here, you see it says green smoothies are made up of typically about 40% leafy greens and 60% fruit. So they're defining what they're talking about. Number one, they're saying we're talking from the Ayurvedic perspective. Okay, number one, that's the Ayurvedic view. Most people don't know anything about the Vedas or the Ayurvedic perspective or living according to the Ayurvedic perspective. Secondly, they're defining what they're talking about as green smoothies, which are made up of 40% leafy greens and 60% fruit. So they're right off the bat, the article is coming from a certain perspective, living according to certain rules, and also defining what they're talking about. So it makes the title kind of misleading. What's wrong with green smoothies as defined by this article? I wouldn't disagree with it because I would never eat a smoothie that was 40% leafy greens and 60% fruit, and I'm not living by the Ayurvedic principles. They go on further to talk about leafy greens like kale, chard, spinach, cabbage, veggies like broccoli and celery, as well as a number of fruits are also dry and rough in quality because in the Ayurvedic view, the quality of the food, meaning is it cold or hot, warm, or I'm sure there's several others I'm unaware of, are what's important in matching food types with body types, etc. Again, I'm not living according to the Ayurvedic principles that I'm aware of. It's not my forte. It's not what the reason that I drink green smoothies. But these are many of the different veggies that I use: kale, chard, spinach, cabbage, broccoli, celery, Brussels sprouts. All types of stuff that I'll throw in a smoothie. So then they say that this quality of vegetables are cold, dry, and rough, and that causes aggravated Vata. And then that's the new baseline for the article. So from there, they're saying, well, aggravated Vata causes these other negative things. So I can't disagree with that. Aggravated Vata causes those things. I'm not a prescriber of the Ayurvedic principles, so I can't dispute that fact. Reason number 3, they talk about 10 cups or more of fruit and veggies in a smoothie. Okay, now we're getting to the point where you've defined what the smoothie is. It's 40% veggies, 60% fruit, and then people are drinking 10 cups or more, and you're saying this is bad for you. I agree. Who's going to drink that? 10 cups or more of a smoothie? I'm a daily smoothie guy. It's part of my habits, part of my ritual, but my smoothies aren't as are defined here. And I'm definitely not drinking 10 cups of anything. And then it talks about the meal remains very complex, which is difficult for the body to digest. I don't disagree. Okay, great. So here's my point. They're very specific with how they define what they're talking about. They're very specific with what their perspective is, and it doesn't match mine. I'm a regular smoothie guy. My smoothie is pretty close to the same every morning. It's probably about let's even look. It's 20 to 24 ounces of liquid every morning. It's probably about 3 or 4 cups of some type of vegetable. It's probably about 2 tablespoons of fruit. Either green tea or black coffee is the base of mine. What else? I'll add some type of fat, either some type of nut butter or some type of seed, and protein. And that's what I'm calling a green smoothie, and that's what I prescribe to, and that's what I take, and that's what I recommend to people who are looking to, achieve a certain result. Depending on, and that's such a funny topic because people's goals change, but it's one of the building blocks of my breakfast routine. And here's my underlying point. Even though the article goes on to give some pretty good what to do to kind of, improve your morning smoothie, adding turmeric, ginger, squeeze a lemon, say drink at room temperature, add some coconut oil, which is another healthy fat. Try to use less fruit, which, we're already doing. Avoid superfoods. Whatever. My point is this. The big question is, as opposed to what? Okay, I think the article is kind of dangerous because if you're not looking, you're not picking out that they're being very specific with what they're saying, then, you're starting to get feedback from people that are saying, well, now we can't even have anything. It's one of these articles that's kind of inflammatory in nature to get the views that it's getting and cause an uproar or confusion. And that's what it's doing. It's causing more confusion amongst people who are just looking to do a little bit better. And again, the second point is, as opposed to what, right? If someone is a regular fast food eater and their other choice is to have a green smoothie as they define here, which is 40% leafy greens and 60% fruit, which one do you think they should have? Okay, if they're going to do, what's the better choice? So articles like this, to me, just add to the multitude of misinformation and confusion out there in the market that keep people trying something for a little while and then trying something else and then trying something else and getting, frustrated and trying something else. There's so much misinformation in the marketplace that, it's hard to navigate through and find what is the truth. What is the true thing? What is going to get me to my goal? And, I guess the thing to do there would be to look at it on a continuum scale. And just like I said, as opposed to what? What's the best choice I can make in the moment? Is this a better choice than what I was doing before? And if not, don't do it. If it is, then do it. And that's my take on it. This is Coach B. Join me at eatingforabs.com, the ultimate nutrition course. And thanks so much for tagging me in this, Brent. I appreciate the opportunity to expound and deliver my perspective. Take care.